Hi everyone. Are you a young lawyer aiming to build a successful litigation practice? Welcome to another episode of 10 Minutes with Mr. Vivek Sood. The video will be focused on providing tips and strategies to aspiring lawyers to navigate their path with careful planning and will provide a foresight to build a successful litigation practice. We will explore the influence of familial background on lawyers' career trajectory and offer suggestions as well for first-generation lawyers. So today we have Mr. Vivek Sood. He is senior advocate at Supreme Court of India, who have a significant experience and achieved commendable success in the field of litigation, and he will be sharing insights on several key topics today. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing me on this platform.
So starting with my first question, they say it's pretty easy for a lawyer to flare if their father has also been a lawyer. So can you share your thoughts on this and how it has been for you as well? And what is your suggestion for first generation lawyers who feel they are at a disadvantage?
Definitely, if a youngster, a young lawyer gets a legacy, of his father being in the profession, of a father or somebody being in the profession who has been successful, who's running a law firm or who is a successful senior counsel or otherwise, it is definitely an advantage. You get opportunities much sooner than a first generation lawyer will get. You have the benefit of infrastructure, you have the benefit of an office space, you get familiar with the legal system much faster than a first generation lawyer would. However, having said that, I would not say that the first generation lawyers are at any disadvantage. You must have the fire in your belly, first of all. And there are, thousands of examples of first generation lawyers making it to the top. So I will never say that the first generation lawyers are at some disadvantage. The legal system is quite an even platform, even though lawyers with legacy will come with certain privileges, but it doesn't mean that the lawyers without a legacy are at a disadvantage. They have to make it on their own, and there are so many ways of doing it. And so I don't like this word disadvantage for a first generation lawyer. Insofar as I'm concerned, I'm a third generation lawyer, but a first generation lawyer in Delhi. So my grandfather practiced in Lahore, my father practiced in Chandigarh, in Punjab, on the taxation side, and I started my practice in Delhi. So I'm a third generation lawyer who's made it on his own in Delhi, and there was never any disadvantage.
Yeah, it makes me feel motivated as a first generation lawyer myself. So coming to my next question, how can a fresher start their litigation practice and from where they should start it? And should they work alongside somebody first, or can they do it independently from the starting?
Definitely, it helps if you work alongside or along with a senior counsel, or you work with a law firm, or you work with a standing counsel for the Union of India. In other words, it helps if you learn the ropes working with an experienced lawyer, maybe for a few years, 2 years, 3 years, maybe up to 5 years. Because, you get opportunity to work in a chamber where you get to draft, where you get to deal with the client, where you get some miscellaneous appearances as well. So you learn and you get experience.
Right.
And after that, you start off on your own. And there are so many ways of building up a litigation practice. And I have always believed that, a one happy client will bring another, and so on and so forth. एक दिया से दूसरा जलता है और 10 दियों से it becomes 100 diyas. So it's all a chain reaction. And there are so many other ways of building up a practice. Do some pro bono litigation for convicts and accused, who are poverty stricken, who are languishing in jails. Take up cases at a very discounted fee. Build up a quantum practice initially, and with quantum will come value. So that has been my approach. I first built up a huge quantum of work for myself. With quantum, you can showcase your talent, you can showcase your ability to the judges, to the courts, and then you are in circulation, you come to the court every day, you are watched by the litigant community, by the legal community, and that's how you build up a sizable practice over a period of time. Nothing happens in a day. Rome was never built in a day. So it takes its time.
Yeah, sure. And working along with somebody, starts with internships, and law students have a lot of questions around that. So, is there any ideal number of internships students must do to get a good head start in litigation, or are a lot of internships necessary?
I would not put a number to the number, I would not put a number to the internships. However, I must say that if you have done, say, 4 to 5 different internships with different lawyers across the spectrum of the legal system, over your 3 years law program or 5 years law program, it will help, because observing diversity will always help. So while I will not put a number, but it will help if youngsters do multiple internships over their law program.
And how do you suggest young lawyers make their own space in industry where there are already a lot of lawyers, established lawyers working? Because that is one of the fears which young students have.
I will say there's always room at the top, and there is always space for competence. There is always space for people who work hard. So even though we have a deluge of lawyers, a flood of lawyers, you have so many lawyers entering the legal system every year from across the country. And definitely the legal space is very, very competitive. But you can create space for yourself. Some of the ways by which you can create space, maybe, write for some newspapers or journals, write on legal issues, be a part of talk sessions and seminars which are hosted. Be a speaker, be a panel speaker, work on it, and then maybe pick up pro bono briefs, get associated with some NGOs, and pick up government work, where you get quantum litigation to handle. So these are some of the ways and means to build up a law practice. There's no formula to it. There's no mathematical formula that I can suggest that X plus Y is equal to success.
Right.
You have to create your own model. But these are some of the thoughts which come to my mind for building up a practice. Maybe write a book if there is an interesting topic, because we lawyers cannot advertise. Advertising is prohibited.
Yeah.
So you have to find ways by which you reach out to the legal community at large. And at the end of it all, perform in the court. You may have a small case, but make a mark in the court with that small case. You may have only 5 cases, but try and make a mark in the court with those 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 cases. Every performance in the court will cause a ripple effect in your favor.
Yeah.
So these are some of the ways of building a litigation practice.
I think these tips will definitely help, sir. Coming to my final question, there is always a confusion surrounding doing master's degree. So, do lawyers with LLM have an advantage over those who don't in litigation, particularly? And can you share your observations and suggestions on how young lawyers can upskill themselves without a master's degree?
In my view, an LLM degree will definitely enhance your skill set. It is a fine way of knowledge acquisition. It enhances your knowledge of law. But having said that, I don't see a direct advantage of LLM, insofar as building up a litigation practice is concerned. It may help your CV for joining a corporate, as a law officer, or it may help you get a job in a law college or a law university. It may help your CV to get a job in a good law firm. But in so far building up a law practice is concerned, I don't see any connectivity. You don't carry your CV when you appear in the court.
Right.
So these CVs are meaningless in the court of law. It's your performance that matters. So while LLM programs are welcome, they enhance your skill set, but they have no direct connection with developing a litigation practice.
I think this clears a lot of doubt of students, and thank you so much, sir, for sharing all of that. Through this discussion, we hope that everyone get knowledge, inspiration, and also actionable tips to, what they need to embark on a successful journey in building their litigation practice. So thank you so much again, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for bringing me on this platform.